This video was brought to you by the Critical Language Service. To learn more about our Arabic courses taught via telepresence and video conference to high schools, homeschool groups, and other academic groups, visit our website at www.criticallanguageservice.com.
Welcome to Chapter 9, Part 1. First, we're going to look at the word بعض, which means some or each other. The word بعض is used in إضافة with a plural noun or a pronoun. Okay, notice بعض الناس ينامون بعد الظهر وبعضهم لا يفعلون ذلك. So the first one is إضافة, بعض الناس, الناس is a plural noun. And بعضهم is an إضافة also, but with a pronoun, بعضهم. And in Egyptian عامية we have بعض الناس بيناموا بعد الظهر وبعضهم لأ. Again, بعض الناس is إضافة construction, and بعضهم لأ, again this is an إضافة with a pronoun, بعضهم, just like Arabic, standard Arabic. Notice that in spoken Arabic the word بعض alone, if it's alone without إضافة, means each other. Like أنا وصحابي بنشوف بعض في الجامعة وفي النادي. أنا وصحابي بنشوف بعض, me and my friends, we see each other in the university and in the club. The expressions to leave, ينزل or يطلع in spoken Arabic. The spoken Arabic expressions for to leave the house present an interesting case study on language and culture. The verbs used in Egyptian and Levantine both have their opposite meaning. We have ينزل in Egyptian, meaning to descend or to go down, and in Levantine we have يطلع, which means to go up or to ascend, but both mean to go out. So this cute little girl in her apartment would say أنا نازلة أشوف أصحابي. أنا نازلة أشوف أصحابي. So here she goes down to the street to meet her friends. And if this girl was in Syria, in Aleppo, Halab, she would say أنا بطلع مع صحباتي. أنا بطلع مع صحباتي الكورنيش, على الكورنيش. It seems as if the verb in Egyptian Arabic reflects the reality of life in Cairo, where almost everyone lives in tall apartment buildings and literally goes down to leave the house. Levantine's يطلع, on the other hand, is used for going out in general and may reflect a figurative ascendance into public space. In formal Arabic, Levantine and Egyptian, نزل فيه means to stay in a hotel. So, if you want to say I am staying in a hotel, in this case, برج العرب, it's a beautiful hotel, you would say in Egyptian أنا نازلة في برج العرب. See, she has a picture. المضارع المرفوع و the prefix ب. In English, present tense verbs take slightly different forms depending on whether they are habitual, as in she plays chess, stative or progressive, she is playing chess, subordinate to another verb, she wants to play chess, she might play chess. Both formal and spoken Arabic distinguish the main verb of a clause or sentence from a dependent or subordinate verb, as in the last example above, but they each do this in different ways. As an example here in English, she wants to play. Wants here is present, that is subordinate to the verb to play as for might, subordinate for play. In Arabic, we use different strategies but for the same purpose. Formal Arabic adds a suffix to المضارع, whereas spoken Arabic adds the prefix ba to the main verb. Here we will focus on the formal suffix and spoken prefix ba to mark habitual or recurring action on the main verb. We will return to dependent or subordinate verbs in lesson 10. We're going to look at the use of ba in Masri. You have heard both Maha and Khalid, remember Maha and Khalid, use verbs with the prefix ba. Have you ever wondered why? This prefix, as you know, signals that an action takes place repeatedly or continuously. As such, it is used on main verbs in the sentence. We have بحب أصحابي كتير, I love my friends a lot, and بشرب قهوة قبل الفطار, I drink coffee قبل الفطار, before breakfast, so this is a repeated action. Another example is هو دايما بيزعل, yes of course, بيزعل مراته, he always makes his friend wife angry. Notice ba with the verb to show repeated actions. The present tense, keep this in mind. Verbs occur without this prefix when they are subordinate to a main verb, such as عايز, and auxiliaries like لازم and ممكن. Let's look at some examples. So in this sentence, لازم أشوف الموظف في مكتب القبول. لازم is an auxiliary, and أشوف is the verb. لازم أشوف الموظف في مكتب القبول. I have to see the employee in the admission office. Same thing with عايز أتكلم مع حضرتك في موضوع السفر. I want to talk to you, formal you, in the subject of travel. So again, عايز is the auxiliary, I want to. أتكلم is the verb. And another example is ممكن أقعد معكن. I'm sorry, I didn't recognize the ممكن, and the verb to sit, أجلس or أقعد. So, as you have noticed, I hope, ممكن أقعد معكن is in 11 time. Same rules apply, but we want to focus more on مصري. And again, لازم أشوف الموظف في مكتب القبول. Notice there is no ba. It's because we have لازم, which functions like it's an expression, or to be more right or correct, like an auxiliary. So لازم is an auxiliary and أشوف is the verb. Since we have لازم, we don't need ba. Same goes for عايز أتكلم. Since we have عايز, we don't need أتكلم. So let's look at again عايز أتكلم مع حضرتك في موضوع السفر. عايز functions like a main verb, and أتكلم functions as a subordinate. This is why we don't put ba to it. Okay, now we're going to talk about المضارع المرفوع and the manifestation of رفع in different cases, and be plus الفعل المضارع present tense في الفصحى. When we introduced المضارع conjugation in lesson 4, we noted that forms أنتِ, أنتم, and هم in formal Arabic include two variants, one with noon and one without it. So for example, for verb فعل, to do, with أنتِ, feminine you, we have تفعلين, تفعلي, أنتم, تفعلون, تفعلوا, هم, they, يفعلون, يفعلوا. Now why do we have different conjugations for the same meaning with the same pronouns? So you know how sentences can have more than one verb. If the verb مضارع is the main verb in formal Arabic, it will take this noon ending. So this is when you have تفعلين versus تفعلوا, for example, versus تفعلي, yeah. It means that the verb is the main verb in the sentence. It doesn't change the meaning, but it's just the focus is on that. And in other persons, the marker is in the suffix dhamma, the marker of the verb being the main verb, that is. And you know that dhamma is the sign of فعل مضارع مرفوع. Notice that the vowel dhamma will not appear in vocalized text, and you will only hear it in the very formal context. It means that when you will read it, you might not see it, but you might hear it like in the news, which is a very formal context for using standard Arabic. Let's learn the endings of مضارع فصحى in فصحى using the verb فعل as model. So with singular we have أفعل, plural نفعل, نحن نفعل, singular أنت تفعل, أنت تفعلين, remember, أنتم تفعلون is the plural, هو يفعل, هي تفعل, singular, هم يفعلون. So as you see, dhamma, as you know, I really hope you do know this by now, dhamma is the mark for رفع في المضارع. You know how مضارع is almost always مرفوع unless there's something with it before it, but if it's مضارع it's مرفوع, and usually dhamma is the mark. This is how you know أفعلوا. But when it's in plural, for example, or where it's feminine, you have noon, and you cannot put dhamma on the noon. Usually it's fatha, but it's still considered marfu' with the waw noon, ya noon. It's still a mark of rafa' for mudara. Okay? It's easy. Mudara marfu' wa alamati raf'ihi, the marker of its rafa' is dhamma or waw noon.